stories that are both a delight to read and to hear. I think it's a rock. While drawing on the sidewalk with chalk, Mac felt something move way down in his sock. He thought and he thought, it could be a rock. Maybe it's just a small bit of the chalk. That is what he thought, but maybe it's not. Is it his gum, wild double-berry bazoo, which dropped gluey and gooey down into his shoe? That is what he thought, but maybe it's not. It could be a bee with a stinger so mean, or might even be a bad-tempered queen. She may call every soldier to help her escape before she becomes a wet shoe scrape. That is what he thought, but maybe it's not. A traveling spider, one which has not been fed, may tie up his toes with a very strong thread. What a terrible thought as it ties the last knot. Mac's toes have good stuff to suck on a lot. That is what he thought, but maybe it's not. If it's hungry for lunch, a slippery toe nibbler may eat the whole bunch. That is what he thought, but maybe it's not. A foot fiddler may start at Mac's toes and eat up to his nose. That is what he thought, but maybe it's not. Some worm-eating bird that is hungry to crunch may think toes are a whole bunch of lunch. That is what he thought, but maybe it's not. A toe might be nice, or even a few, when invited for lunch on the planet K2. That is what he thought, but maybe it's not. With some sauce that is tangy and sweet, a dragon could barbecue both of Mac's feet. That is what he thought, but maybe it's not. A great big hungry blob will not even chew. It may slowly turn all his toes to green goo. That is what he thought, but maybe it's not. Goblins, gremlins, or ghosts always want something to eat with brown toast. Mac's toes are so clean, they may eat even more than the lint in between. That is what he thought, but maybe it's not. If it's a seed down near his big toe, nobody knows how fast it may grow. Just one drop of water will start it to sprout, and in seconds it could climb around his head and his snout. 100, 1,000. It could grow to 1,000,000 times bigger. It will start at his feet, then cause lots of trouble up and down the whole street. Mac's mother just smiled and laughed. Silly goose! I can't find a thing in your shoe or your sock. Are you sure that it's worth all this fuss and this squawk? It must have been only a rock in your sock. That's what she thought. But maybe it's not.
Best Fairy Books presents The Belly Button Fairy by
I see something in the sky, there's no need to be wary, flying in a chair is the belly button fairy.
This is a book about a special little fairy who flies through the sky in her rocking chair, dedicated with love to every child who has a belly button. Take a look in the mirror. Do you see something funny? Is there a round hole right there on your tummy? Now listen, my friends, and I'll tell you, I will, just how that hole got there. Now sit very still.
Life is a lot more fun when you have less practical and more magical explanations for life's little mysteries. Who better to blame it on than fairies? All of Bobby Hinman's award-winning fairy books